Question: would you agree with me or disagree with me? Do you think that mental clutter could be a result of physical clutter? Hmm, let's talk about this. Back in a minute. Good morning. Good morning. This is Jan from New York City. Channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money. I truly love, love, love helping people to keep some more of their own hard earned money. Could that be you? Hope that this audio video, as always, finds everybody doing well. This is a We Can Do It Wednesday. I personally believe that there is an association between looking at physical clutter, increasing your mental clutter. And conversely, I think sometimes mental clutter can contribute to physical clutter. Well, what do I mean by that? Sometimes when your mind is so jammed with other stuff, we tend to put other things on the back burner and we'll say, yeah, I'll take care of that clutter tomorrow. Or, oh, that drawer doesn't look that bad for now. I'll work on it next week. Meantime, next week never comes, and you see where I'm going with this. But I do believe that there are three pretty easy steps when it comes to decluttering. And I'm no clutter expert in any way, shape, matter, or form. But to me, this is a common sense thought. Number one, why do we bring so much clutter into our homes or apartments in the first place? Not to be confused with stockpiling groceries. That is not clutter. There is a purpose for that. It is done in an orderly manner. And you know where I'm going with that. We talk about stockpiling usually on Fridays. Just saying, just saying. So no confusion in that arena. Clutter. We buy extra things at outside sales that maybe they do look cute. I'm not saying they don't. Maybe they feel a need. I'm not saying they may not. But sometimes we overtly think we need things, then we put it to the side and we promise ourselves that we're going to address that thing, use that thing, whatever. And how many times does it just end up sitting around, piling up, and literally gathering dust? So the question begs, why do we bring in extra clutter? Reduce it. Stop doing that so much. Sometimes we just make our own clutter just by bringing it in without even realizing it. Next, okay, here's the next one, which there are three. Okay. The other thing is being afraid to part company with clutter. Like, I'm sure there's a part of a lot of us that look at things and say, well, I really do want to get rid of it. But then there's that struggle. And I get that because I'm a frugal person myself. And there is that inner struggle like, well, is there something else that I could do with this thing? Or, oh, yeah, my friend can use it. And then either you don't call the friend or the friend never picks it up or whatever. Or we're just plain old for whatever the reason, and I wouldn't know the reason. We have a little bit of separation anxiety from an item, okay? We shouldn't feel that way. If that item has served its purpose and has done you well, and in a literal sense, you are completed with this thing has done its job. And who knows what may be old to you and taking up space and considered cluttery is new to someone else that can use it. So if you can remind yourself, well, by donating that item really and truly to charity, and it being a brand new thing for someone else that can, in all probability, use it, doesn't that make you feel a little bit better when you part company? And when you do, look at the item and say, hey, I bless you. Thank you very much for helping me. I know this sounds extreme, and it might even sound plain old silly to some of the listeners, but if this is what it takes to part company with the item, look at the item and say, thank you for serving, your purpose. I hope and I pray that you help someone else if it's usable and if it's, still a decent thing. Or one can always sell it. Keep that in mind. And who couldn't use an extra few bucks here or there, especially these days? Am I right? Or am I right? So being afraid to part company with something could be hampering a person's ability in the decluttering arena. So we now know that we shouldn't bring it in and we should not be afraid to part company with something that has absolutely served its purpose. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is needing actual physical help. Okay. Not everyone is in the physical condition to, let's say, something that was put on a high shelf 10 years ago and forgotten about when a person was younger and maybe in better shape. Maybe right now that person cannot get to that item, shouldn't be climbing a ladder, and could use the help. If that is the case, this is the time you reach out to your friends and to your family. Okay. I'm not saying right away pick up the phone and make the phone call to those truck people that clear out, unless this is something you can afford to do and wish to do. That's we have no outside help. But I'm sure if that you have some, loving friends and family who are agile and can help you, this is no time to be ashamed. The shameful part is when a person, just like neglects things and has, in my opinion, this is the way I feel, a could care less attitude. But reaching out to for the assistance of other people, or if you can, throw them a little bit of, something small, to offer them a, if you can't afford like money, then maybe you could offer a meal, a great, or make a pie or a casserole or something, show some appreciation, something in return as a reward of that person's efforts, and it'll be a great thing. This is not the time to be shy. If a person needs physical assistance in terms of helping to declutter, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I want to throw in a bonus tip here. Before you do anything, the first thing to do is have a plan. Set a plan in place. Now, some people may think that it's like silly to write things down, but I feel this way. If it helps, it maybe some people it shouldn't be done, but in some people writing things down does help. So if the situation in your case helps you to be more of an organized person in terms of the decluttering, let's say you want to write down, these are the things I'm going to do on Monday for this project, these are the things I'd like to do on Tuesday. Break it up into small baby bites and not look at things in whole chunks, because when you look at things in whole chunks, it can tend to become absolutely overwhelming. So on this We Can Do It Wednesday, and I really do believe we can do it, take an area, one little area at a time, and choose to declutter. You will be shocked and amazed how much better you feel, because the less you have to worry about, the less you have to deal with. The less stuff that you have is the less stuff you have to maintain. To me, it's just a freeing experience. Just saying, just saying. Who tends to agree with that? Let me know in the comment section below. And while we're decluttering, you should play this in the background. It's very calming. Hang on. Really do appreciate your time. Don't forget to share this video and click like and subscribe to this channel. You are truly appreciated. Have an amazing, fantastic day.